Hey everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Katie, and tonight we have reading sprints going on. I'm excited. It's been a little while since we've done some reading sprints, but I am doing much better, so I'm happy that I'm back and I get to hang out with all of you. It's going to be lots of fun, whether you're reading or you're not. Whatever you have planned for today, just having fun hanging out with me is just great because I love to hang out with you guys. So I have two different books that I'm thinking about. One I have to read because it's for my Patreon book club that's happening tomorrow night. So I actually need to get that one read. But I also have one that I kind of also want to read. So both I'm excited about. So I'll talk about them in a few minutes once a few other people pop in. I was also looking at a restaurant menu that we were thinking about going to soon. Not today, but like down the road. So I was thinking about doing that as well. So let's see who's popping in tonight. Hi, Grandma Susan. You're welcome. I'm glad that that you can have fun being productive with me. Reading's productive for sure, or whatever you're doing. But it's gonna be fun. I have a fantasy that I'm currently reading and a historical fiction. So whatever I'm in the mood for. One has to be read. Well, actually, both have to be read, but one's on a deadline because of book club. Hi, Jeannie. Glad you're here too. You'll be reading A Keeper of the Lost Cities tonight. Awesome. I have heard great things about that series. I have not read it yet, but technically this month was supposed to be the month I was going to start that series. No, and that's okay. I technically only read, I think, one, maybe two middle grades for middle grade March. It was supposed to be a lot more, but I don't know. I wasn't in a huge middle grade reading time. And I'm part of another Facebook group that was like doing a page count challenge. Like we were in groups, but you couldn't count middle grade. I know. So upsetting, right? But we couldn't count middle grade toward our page count for the month. So I kind of didn't read as much middle grade, but I will be reading more down the road this year. Just not this month, apparently. Hi, Lindsay. Glad you're here. You're reading American Royal. Nice. Hoping to finish it this weekend. That's great. I have heard of that series. I have not read it though yet. I hope you're enjoying it. Hi, Teresa. Hi, Beth. Beth is having hot ramen noodles. I made homemade ramen one time. My mom helped. We both made it one time. It is a very long process, but it was literally one of the best meals I've ever had. It was so good. It was like we did use miso, which is a Japanese wine to cook with. But we boiled the eggs so like they have like that jelly texture, which is like probably my favorite way of cooking an egg, if I'm being honest, but it's very particular. And then we used leftover pork loin as our meat, and it was so good. Homemade ramen. Yeah, I definitely prefer like restaurant ramen over like the packaged ramen, which I don't eat anymore. Hi, Sunny Star. Yes, so as far as books go, I have for my historical fiction I'm reading Within These Walls of Sorrow by Amanda Barrett, which actually won the Christie Award last year or the year before. So I think 2023 it won. But I'm really excited to get back into this. I think I'm almost 10% of the way through. So I'm not much into it, and this one has to be finished for Patreon book club tomorrow night. So I do have a good 24 hours, exactly 24 hours, to complete this book. So if I don't get a lot of it read tonight, we're gonna get a little bit into that. And then I'm also reading, or not reading yet, but I'm starting a fantasy book that the author sent me, and I'm not lately accepting too many review books because I just have so many still, but this author, Lee Watts, contacted me, and when she said humor and dragons, I was like, those are like two of my buzzwords, like a humorous fantasy with dragons. I really, really need to read it. So I was like, okay, send me a copy. So it's called Quest of the Dragon's Princess. And it says, what do you get when you cross a dragon with actually, on second thought, it's probably best not to cross a dragon. That goes double for crossing his princess. So the dragon has a princess. And it sounded really good. I was like, okay, I will go ahead and read it. So she sent it to me, and I'm very excited to get into a fun fantasy. All right, I need to zoom up back on the comments because I missed a bunch of comments. I knew somebody was going to mention that. It's just the way my it's just the way my hair is, like, because it's layered. No, I did not get it cut. I have not gotten it cut since Christmas time. It needs it. But no, I didn't. It's just the way it's layered that if I put it back, it can look almost any length on camera just because it's layered. So it was kind of funny. I went on camera and I'm like, somebody's going to mention that. Did you get a haircut? Thanks for not disappointing me, Teresa. Fashion Aplenty's crocheting. Awesome. Awesome. What are you making? Are you making a blanket or I love making stuffed animals. That's probably one of my favorites to make because I just love the end product of making stuffed animals. But I am planning on making like a daisy chain type of long sleeved sweater at some point that's like literally just made out of daisies. But I have yet to start that. I was supposed to do that last year, but never got around to it. Hi, Kim. Kim just started Uneasy Street by Becky Wade today. Nice. I have not read that one yet, I don't think. It doesn't sound familiar. And you're enjoying it so far. Awesome. Oh, yeah, your trip is coming up this weekend. Awesome. I hope you have an amazing time on your vacation. It's going to be lots of fun. Jeannie's only on the first book, but it's really good. Yeah, yeah. I know, I made this huge pile of books, like, these are all the ones I wanna get to for middle grade March, but, you know what, it's okay. It is all for enjoyment, and, honestly, as long as I get, one done, then I'm happy, and I think I did end up enjoying the book I read, I just can't remember. Oh, I read, uh, Amal Unbound, I believe that's what it was called, and I really enjoyed that one, and I think I did read at least one other one. I'll just have to look back when my end of the month wrap up comes up. Hi, Laura. Nice to see you. You're reading The Waterkeeper by Charles Martin. I just got that out from the library, actually. I was trying to think of his name the other day. I was like, I want to read more books by male authors. So I was racking my brain for Charles Martin's name and I could not think of it. And then the other day, I was just looking in my library app for like recent releases or whatever in Christian fiction, and Charles Martin's name came up. I was like, that's the name I was thinking of. I could not remember. So I actually checked out that whole series on audio, and I'm going to read those next week. So I'm excited. And yeah, no, next month. Although I could read them next week. That is next month. March went by way too quickly. Hi, Ben. Glad you're here. No supper yet, but snacks. We finished supper a little while ago. We made homemade quesadillas, no cheese, because I'm really trying hard to eat healthy. I was so tempted to have cheese though with my quesadillas because I do love cheese. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna say no. And we've done them before without cheese, like lots of times. So it was really good. We made ground chicken, added homemade fajita seasoning because we didn't have any in a packet anymore. And I thought, we have all the seasonings. Why don't we just, make it from now on? So we did that. Really happy about that. Hi, Sabrina. Sabrina's reading Never Fall Again by Lynn Blackburn. Nice. I don't think I've read any of her books yet, but she's now on my list to read. So I do want to read one of her books this year. Yes, Teresa. I'm guessing, most, if not all, of Amanda Barrett's books are sad. But I do love a good sad book, especially well-written sad books. And she's one of the best. I love her writing style. I always try to wait until like the last few days to read a book club pick because that way my thoughts are fresh. Then then I have to hurry and finish. But I'm excited. And the author, Amanda Barrett, who's going to be with us tomorrow, she actually posted some discussion questions. They're on her website, I believe. So I will try to share that actually on my Patreon. So you guys can actually look at the questions if you want to ahead of time. Somebody remind me. Teresa, text me now on Instagram and remind me to send discussion questions. Have I heard of the Christian science fiction book Synapse? I have heard of it. I actually almost got it. Uh, because it was like only like a couple dollars on it was either christianbooks.com or maybe it was on Tyndale, maybe had it on sale for like a couple dollars. But I was really trying hard not to buy books at that time, so I didn't get it. But I have heard of it. So, but I haven't read it. But it does sound like a very interesting topic about whether or not AI can find Jesus. Interesting. Kim says, within these walls of sorrow was so hard to put into words the emotions. Mm, I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm only a little bit into it and I already know like it's gonna be great. I mean, it did win best book of the year for Christie Awards, so I'm like, it's gonna be good. I know it. Besides, I've read the majority of her other books and loved them all. Yay, you get a haircut this week. Perfect timing for your vacation. That's what I usually like to do. Like, if there's something big going on, or maybe like around Christmas time or a vacation, that's when I get my haircut. Otherwise, I tend to forget, but I do really need to get my haircut. It's been a long time. Kim says Amanda Barrett has yet to disappoint in her storytelling. True, true. What kind of e-reader? This is the 11th generation, I think. Kindle, it's not a Paperwhite, it's just like the regular Kindle, whatever that's called. So it's 11th generation Kindle, and no, it did not come green actually. This was a decal that I got on Amazon. So no, it did not come green. But I have mixed feelings about the decal, I guess. It worked fine for me, but I saw other reviews that said like it didn't work as well as they hoped, or they had a hard time fitting it on. Some said it left residue, but I'm like, if you put it on, I mean, technically all decals kind of leave a residue unless you can clean it off or whatever. But I don't plan on taking it off anytime soon. But I do love the mint green color. But I believe there is a Kindle that does come in green, and I think it's one of the Paperwhites. Don't quote me, but I think it does come in like a light mint green like that. But I don't know if they still make that one. I don't know, but I have seen it before. Hi, Alma. Alma's reading The Curse of Misty Wayfair. Oh, you finished reading it. Oh, that's one of my favorites. I love that book. I love it. It's one of my favorites of hers. Yes. I love I love that book. Probably in my top 3 of Jamie Jo Wright's. I still have, I think, 4 of her books to read. I've read most of them, but that's definitely in my top 3. Oh, the Amanda Barrett book was your first one by her. You have to read The Warsaw Sisters. That one's so good. That's probably my favorite so far. I've read Warsaw Sisters. I'm currently reading Within These Walls of Sorrow, which I am probably gonna love. And then I can't remember the other one I read by her. I think she only has 4 books out right now, maybe 5. So I'm planning on reading the last book I own by her next month. Alma's going to be reading Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. Nice. That is on my list of classics to read because I read a short story by her, The Birds, which was inspired for Alfred Hitchcock's The Bird movie. And I didn't really like it, so I'd like to try a full-length novel by her. Grandma Susan says, Laura, such a great series. Enjoy. Unwritten by Charles Martin is good too. I have never heard of that. Interesting. I've never heard of that one, I don't think. There does seem to be a lot of great books tonight, so you guys are on top of it. Some I've read, some I haven't, but are on my TBR. Hi, Lori. Lori's reading The Full Moon Coffee Shop. Nice. That one sounds fun. Is it a cozy mystery? It makes sense. That would be a cozy mystery, but it might not be. It could be a romance. Sabrina's read a few books for middle grade March this month, but I still feel like I take reading too seriously. So happy that y'all have a great attitude, even if you don't get to as many as you expect. I read a ton, and I'm sad to say I don't get to review books as quickly as I can, but it's true. There are so many books out there that it's just You kinda just have to step back and just be like, "Okay, what can I read this month?" And not, push yourself to read too much or whatever, although I did push myself and read too much again this month. But I was in a very big audiobook mood. Again, I don't know, I've hit my audiobook era where I'm just listening to audiobooks all over the place. Oh, you have a jade green colored Kindle, Teresa? Nice. I think that one came out, like, just after I got the 11th generation, like, I think it's 2 years ago now, and I was like, "Oh, should have waited." But, yes. Or it might have been more money, I'm not sure, I can't remember. And Beth's Kindle is the denim blue. Nice. Yeah, mine's just a regular slate gray. I don't know, whatever color that is. Hi, Christine. Glad you're here. You have no idea what to read tonight. It's okay. It's okay. Take your time. You're gonna go read with your mom. Awesome. Beth says hi. And Teresa's starting and reading Gods and Kings by Lynn Austen. Nice. That's also on my very long TBR at some point. Beth is going to finish Murder at the Savoy. Less than 100 pages to go. Yay. Okay, this is the Kindle that just came out last year. Okay, I thought it was fairly new. That's why I was like, I didn't get the green one. There could have been one before, I'm not sure, but yes, that's probably why I didn't get it because it was so new. But it is a pretty color. I love that color. All right, so we might as well go ahead and start a reading sprint. Let's go ahead and go until 45 after because that's a little under a half hour, but close enough. Lori says it's a cozy mystery. Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. I'm not going to try to pronounce that name. Mochizuki? That sounds okay. Okay, so yes, let's go until 45 after, whatever time that is for you. I'll put on music and I will quietly pop back in when our time is up. So have fun reading, everyone, and I will see you all back in about a half hour. Okay, everyone, that's the end of our first reading sprint for tonight. Let me know how you did or what did you do during that first half hour. To find out where we were in our comments. There we go. I always like to figure out where I am. Although thankfully I can put a little star for the last comment that popped up. But I got about 5% more into my book. So I got to chapter 4 of Within These Walls of Sorrow by Amanda Barrett. And so I can almost update my book club chat from chapters 1 through 5. I'm almost there. So I can start talking about it. But I am really enjoying it so far. And yes, so far it's already depressing, but such really great writing. Making sure I'm unmuted. I am unmuted, so nobody can tell me I can't hear you. Teresa finished reading Authentically Izzy by Pepper Basham. Yes, I love that you texted me about it. Thank you for texting me because it made my day when you were reading it, and I'm glad that you ended up enjoying that book. Laura said, Gods and Kings series is amazing, and she's currently reading Lynn Austen's Restoration series. Nice. She has a lot of books written too, I believe. I've only read, I think, 3 of her books, I think, which is 3 more than last year. Hey, Whitney. Whitney, Beauty and the Beast is still a favorite. I do love the original Beauty and the Beast. It's so good. It's so good. I still love that one. Yes, Beauty and the Beast and Sleeping Beauty were always my favorites growing up, and Cinderella. Nowadays, I think I'm actually more of a Pixar fan because I love The Incredibles, Monsters, Inc., Up, and Ratatouille. Those are kind of like at the top, but I still really enjoy the very old classic favorites. Yeah, I just thought it would be kind of fun. It was like one of the first things that popped up. I was like, okay, we'll put that in. Hello, Sunny Star. Sunny Star is reading If I Were You by Lynn Austen. I read that one. I really enjoyed that one. That one was really good. I like that one. There's also a Christmas novella that takes place after that book too. Hi, Tara. Tara's reading Last Light by Terry Blackstock. Nice. And Teresa says she just read The Sound of Light last month. It is a really great book. All of her books are good. Oh, I did forget to mention that. Yes, Whitney's reading Sound of Light by Sarah Sundin. I've read the majority of her books. I still have like 2 of her original trilogies to finish up, but for the most part, I've read most of her books. Hello, Snoopy Gal. Just joined as well, reading Every Home a Foundation. I've never heard of that. I'm glad you're enjoying it, though. It's always great when you're reading a book that you're really enjoying. Hi, Paige. Paige is reading The Dreams We Knew by Rachel Scott McDaniels. I really want to read some of her books because I think a lot of her books are set in the 1920s, and I love 1920s. Some of them do look like kind of more mystery, but also romance, I guess. The male lead has the same name as your brother. Oh no. I very rarely see characters with the same name as somebody that I know. Very rarely. It happens sometimes. Like I think my mom's name was in one book at one point that I read recently. But I very rarely see any people that I know. Laura got about 15 to 20 pages of The Waterkeeper. Nice. It's okay. Yeah, I do. I forget too where I started, so it's fine. I think I was at like 8% or 9%. Now I'm at 12% on my book. So yeah, I just took a wild guess. I finished a chapter. That's all I know. I don't think I actually started a chapter. It was in the middle or something. I think Lynn Austen is one of the authors that's going to be at Baker Book House in May, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to make that one, which it's okay. If one of my author friends had an extra spare bedroom, maybe. Alma's asking for a video with pirate book recommendations. Okay. Okay. Uh, I don't think I do have. I don't think I do have a video of pirate recommendations because I haven't read that many. But there is, if you enjoy fairy tale retellings, there is Dust and Shadow duology by Kara Swanson. It's a Peter Pan retelling that definitely has pirates in it. There's also, I believe, let's see, there's also Lori Wick has a book, which I actually mentioned the wrong book. I really thought one of the books was pirates, and I was wrong. Like it's book 2 that has pirates, and I thought it was book 1. But they're kind of like interconnected standalones. You don't have to read them in order. So the one that has pirates by Lori Wick is called Wings of the Morning. So that's like a historical fiction romance that has pirates. The I have not read them yet, but Oathbound by Victoria McCombs is on my TBR at some point, and Tara just mentioned that. Yes, it's a whole trilogy. So those are the ones that are kind of popping into my head. For pirates, um, yes, I don't read a whole lot of pirates. I really want to read more pirate books because I do enjoy them. I just don't read them very often. Ooh, I would also count. What's it called? I think. Let me find out because it's not like a main plot point, but I would count it because there's technically pirating in it. But Grace Hitchcock has a book called To Catch a Coronet, which I loved that book, and that one has pirating, but it's like very, 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 very small part of the book, but it's still in there. And yes, Treasure Island has pirates. Across the Ages by Gabriel Meyer. Yes, if you're on book 4, I think that's book 4 of the Timeless series. Yes, that one has pirates as well. So there's quite a few options. I would like to do kind of a pirate recommendation video because I do love pirates so much, but I do have to read more pirate books. Maybe I'll do a vlog of just reading pirate books because I do every once in a while get in the mood for pirate romances. Oh, yay, Teresa, you have another subscriber in Whitney. Yay. I'm so excited when you guys follow each other and find new friends. So yes, a lot of people actually in like my reading sprints have a channel. So yes, Teresa does. Paige from God's Brown Eyed Girl has a channel. Alma's Book Journey has a channel. So if anybody else that I'm just not scrolling up, but there's other comments. Oh, come on. I can't scroll up my comments because my phone or my laptop is being stupid. No, I don't want to highlight any comments. Anywho. But yes, and so does Keen Cat also has a channel too. So yes, I think that's everybody here today that has a channel. If I missed you, let me know because it's hard to scroll up on here. It's like I have to hold down the scroll button instead of just pushing the arrow. I don't know. It's weird. But yes, I tried to find everybody. I think Lindsay's little library has one too. Okay, now I can scroll back down, I think. All right, back to the comments. Oh, that was the last comment. Was Teresa saying thank you. All right, so trying to think of what to talk about because my brain just went completely blank. That was an odd moment for me. Does anybody have any plans for this weekend aside from Patreon book club tomorrow with Amanda Barrett? I'm so excited to see Amanda again. She's like one of the best people to talk with. She is just a wealth of knowledge and just has the sweetest heart. I love her. And I had lunch with her when I met her. like I think we accidentally bumped into each other in the lunch line during a book event. And I was like, Amanda Barrett, and I think it was her and Becca Kinzer. I was like, do you guys want to sit with us for lunch? So I ended up sitting next to Amanda Barrett, and we had like an hour-long conversation during lunch. And she's very knowledgeable about writing, and it was so great talking to her about writing and stuff. And so, yeah, I'm excited about that. I don't think there's anything else happening this weekend. I am so happy. I have gotten so much better with working out. So I will be walking this weekend. I actually have a goal to try. I want to walk a mile a day because I do have a stay-at-home job with YouTube and I don't walk around that much. So I figured a mile a day, will help encourage me and get better my metabolism and my energy up. So I am walking a mile a day, plus I am doing at least 4 to 6 workouts per week with weights. So so far I'm on track. It's it's the end of week 1, but my family's already seeing a difference, even though I've only lost 1 pound. But I think it's more of more trimming and less losing weight, I guess. So the losing weight will hopefully come soon. I have been eating more healthy as well. But in the next couple months, hopefully you'll see big changes coming, hopefully. But that's the plans probably, is just working out, reading, obviously, because we need to read. I don't film over the weekend, which is nice. I know I take the weekend to relax, unless I'm filming for a vlog. Other than that, I don't normally film on the weekend. So that's nice to get a really nice break going. Yeah, that's about it. And church. I think that's it for my weekend. It's a nice, pretty relaxing weekend for me, actually. I don't have too many plans this weekend, so that's nice. I don't think I have anything going on Sunday either, so I'll be happily bored this weekend. So that'll be a nice break this weekend just to relax. Yeah. So nothing exciting for me. I thought there was something, but I'm like, nope. Aside from book chat, but Alma says there's a big outdoor library sale that you'd love to go to tomorrow morning. I hope you get to make it. I have not been to a library book sale in, I can't tell you how long. Yes. Ever since I started YouTube, I've gotten more into reading books off my own shelves and also reading ebooks and audiobooks. So I only go to the library a couple times a year. Don't tell the librarians that. I went this past Thursday, I think, to pick up a couple movies. And I was really hoping one of my favorite librarians would be there, but nobody was there that I knew. So I could not chat to anybody, but that's okay. That's okay. So I used to literally go and spend 3 hours a day there. I was a little ridiculous growing up, but yes, I still support them via digital borrowing and stuff. But yes, physical borrows, I don't know. I just prefer to kind of stick with my own books and review books as far as physical books, and then I read ebooks and audiobooks. But I do pop in every once in a while to say hi. Teresa's hoping to be in your room crafting and making videos tomorrow. I know. I'm so sorry that you were sick. It sounds like you're doing better because you'll be filming tomorrow, but it's okay to rest and not film because, trust me, I know that feeling. I couldn't do anything for 3 or 4 days straight. I was like, oh man, I was so sick 2 weeks ago. It's I'm not doing anything. Nothing. I might clean up my craft corner a little bit because I do need to unhaul some craft supplies because I just have too much. Yeah, I do have too much. So I would like to unhaul, especially clear stamps. I have so many sets, but I don't use a lot of them. So I might try to unhaul a few. So we'll see. We'll see if I can do that. Because I just need more room in my craft corner because it's getting a little crowded over there. Grandma Susan forgot to mention what Tara was doing. Tara and her husband are leading a financial peace university class. Awesome. Did Dave Ramsey used to be on the radio? I feel like he was for some reason. And your third class is tomorrow night. Awesome. Grandma Susan is planning to swim with friends on Saturday. That's nice. The assisted living I moved into after my mom passed has an indoor pool. That's great. I'm glad you have an indoor pool. I haven't gone swimming in forever either. There's not really a place to go all that much where we live. My grandmother used to have like a we used to go to what was it, the Holiday Inn or something? Had like some kind of deal or something where she used to have like a subscription to use the pool or something. It was kind of interesting. But I remember going there with my mom when I was little to go with my grandma to go swimming. You moved to be closer to your daughter and her family. Oh, that's nice. I'm glad you live closer to your daughter. Yes, I hope, Teresa, that you are feeling much, much better. Lindsay says, somehow you have zero plans this weekend. That sounds great. That sounds like a great weekend for me, that's for sure. Okay, I thought for some reason I recognized the name Dave Ramsey. Yeah. Now his shoes are broadcasted on YouTube and podcasts as well. I thought I recognized the name. I don't listen to the radio that often. I more listen to either Spotify or Amazon Music because, as I say this, because I'm like I don't like commercials, but then they have commercials too because I don't subscribe unless I get the free subscription. Shows, not shoes. I figured you meant shows. Sabrina's going to book club meeting in your city tomorrow. That's awesome. You're grateful that you've been getting to practice discussing books with others. Oh, that's great. Yeah, book club is always, a little intimidating. Just dipping your toes in. That's why I'm glad that the virtual book clubs have kind of been helping me get out of my shell, as well as I go to silent book club only because like probably the book clubs at my library or whatever probably don't discuss books that I would really want to read. But silent book club is really great because you can just relax and read whatever you want. That's what I enjoy. And then you can talk about the books after you're done reading them. I'm glad you're feeling better. I hate that lingering cough. It's awful. I'm glad you have most of your energy back, though. Yes, don't overdo it. If you can film one video or a half a video. You don't have to do a lot until you get all better. I always have to tell myself that. It's like, it's fine. It's okay. That's why it's kind of weird. But the past like 6 months to a year, I I never pre-film videos, but every once in a while I pre-film videos. And it's usually leading up to when I'm getting sick, apparently, because I always seem to have one or two videos that I can put up and not have to worry about it. So I guess God plans that out by saying, you need to pre-film right now because you're not going to get, you're not going to be in the mood to do that next week. So, every once in a while, it's like if the pre-filming mood hits me, or if like there are videos I know that like I don't have to prepare for, like if they're book suggestion videos or journal setup videos, I can always pre-film those early. If they're reading vlogs that I can't pre-film, but most of my videos I'm pretty comfortable with uh, filming pretty early. I haven't even planned for April yet. I really need to do that this weekend. I always just take like an hour at the end of each month to plan out my month. I haven't done that yet for April, but we'll see. We'll see what fun things I can come up with. That's good. Take lots of breaks. Oh, okay, silent book club as well. Awesome. Those are such fun. I love those. I did miss the past 2 months though. Last month, my family and I were eating out like really late, so I didn't really feel like rushing there. And then I didn't feel like going this week. So I was just kind of in a very weird mood this past week. And I was like, my friends weren't going to be there anyway. So I was like, I'm just going to stay home and take a walk and relax. So that's what I did. I ended up taking a walk on the treadmill and relaxed. Alma's been wanting to go to her library book club too. Just never have time to read the books they pick. One of these days, I need to plan it. I'm pretty sure our libraries probably still do book clubs. Just as I said, don't go very often. Aw, oh, that's so cute. I love the idea of a silent book club at a cat cafe with her cats that can be adopted. Yes, I have an excuse though. My mom is allergic, so I can't bring any cats home. I just went to the at our mall. They still have the cat adoption place. So I stopped in there with my friend the other day at, in the middle of our mall walk, and I ran into the owner, and I was like, I don't think she remembered me, but I was like, I volunteered here about um, almost 18 years ago now, and they moved locations like from one side of the mall to the other. So I was like, it was when you guys had the other location, like 15 years ago. But yeah, so I don't think she remembered me, but I used to volunteer there and wanted to bring home a cat all the time. I mean, I still remember one that looked like Garfield. He was big, fat, orange, and he just kind of looked grumpy, but he was so sweet. And they had these little crinkly ears that were kind of all crinkled. I think he got into a cat fight or something, but he was so cute. And I think there was one time where my mom came in one time and there was a Siamese cat, and but it was like a tan, like a light tan colored Siamese cat. It didn't have the dark brown. So it was very like kind of like a light creamy color. And that cat like liked its belly scratched. I'm like, what cat likes its belly scratched? Not many. So I was like, can we take this one home? Because this one's sweet. But unfortunately, because my mom's allergic, can't bring one home. I feel like cats are the easiest to take care of though, as far as all of God's creatures out there. Like, I feel like, yes, I thought the smart idea was to have fish growing up, but they are not an easy thing to take care of. Neither is a rabbit. Beth says the libraries in their system around her have teen zones for the YA section. The area is closed off with clear walls, and they have booths and tables for them together. Oh, awesome. With their own events. That's cool. I like that they have their own section for teens. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a section like specifically for teens. I know I've seen like for kids and stuff, but I don't know if I've ever seen one for teens. I like that. I miss reading to knock off library fines. I used to do that every once in a while. Although, like, I I didn't really like reading in the library. Like, I just like to check out my items and go home. So it's kind of hard to read in the library and like having to check off, okay, I read for a half an hour, I could take $1 off my library fines. I I piled up a lot of fines at my library, mostly from borrowing books and movies from other libraries. It was never for late fees, not too often. Oh, nice that your library's thinking of doing the same thing. That's so cool. Yeah, I don't think any of ours does really, unless they changed it, and I don't know. Cat Cafe Book Club sounds really cool. And yours takes place in an indie bookstore. Nice. Ours takes place in a coffee shop down the road, which, I mean, most everybody probably buys their coffee there or whatever. I don't. I bring my own tea. Nobody's yelled at me yet, so that's nice. So nobody's gonna pick on me and say, order coffee, But I mean, technically, Silent Book Club is after closing, so I don't think they can yell at you too much. I mean, I'd come before closing, but I'm like, I don't want a lot of refined sugar, and I don't drink coffee, and they don't have caffeine-free tea, so I'm like, I gotta bring my own with honey. So, but apparently they don't seem to mind, so that's good. I've even gone to the coffee shop, like, just to meet friends or whatever, and brought my own tea, and they haven't yelled at me yet, so that's good. Oh, you don't even have a bookstore in your small town. I mean, technically, I live in a very small town where technically we don't have anything but a fire hall and a small church and like a daycare place. So technically, I have to drive like I think the closest library is 10 minutes away. So technically, there's nothing in my small town either. I feel like there could be one though here, like a small library. Oh, Elma has a teen section in her library too. Nice. Your daughter loves to go to their events. You're always checking out books in the YA section too. Yes. I used to always check out middle grade books as well. And it's like, nowadays I don't feel self-conscious, but as a teen or as like a young adult, I was always like, like anybody can look at me funny if I'm looking at the middle grade books. Now I don't care. Teen zones seem very successful. Nice. All right, so let's go ahead and do another reading sprint since we've talked quite a long time. So, and I do want to get back into my book. Let's go until 40 after. Yes, that's a half hour. 40 after, whatever time that is for you. So I'll put back the music on. Have fun reading or whatever you're doing, and I'll see you all back in half an hour. Hey everyone, that's the end of our next sprint. Let me know how you all did during that very quick half hour. It ended way too quickly. I did get a snack though, so I was getting a little hungry and I was like, do I want a snack? But yes, I guess I did. So I had some popcorn. And yes, I ate it with a spoon in case you were wondering. I know for those of you just like me who don't like to eat a like messy snack with their reading material, I either use a spoon, even yes, for stuff like popcorn, or I just tip the bowl or put it in a cup so I don't have to use my fingers. So that way my cup or my Kindle or my book stays non-popcorn cheesiness. But I got to chapter 5 of Within These Walls of Sorrow. Got to the part when one of the main characters starts working for the pharmacy in the Jewish ghetto in Germany, or in Poland. So yes, I'm sure it's going to get much worse after that. It did go by super fast. I know. It's like that's why I don't do 20 minutes anymore, because I'm just like 20 minutes is never enough time. It's like I think I have one friend that does them for like 45 minutes to an hour, which is great, but I mean, I also like to talk to you guys. So yes. So I think half hours is a good time. 20 minutes was definitely too short, so I was like I needed to at least do half hours because that way they'll get people a chance to finish a chapter if you guys need to. Teresa got 20 pages read in the book Gods and Kings. Awesome. Yay. Glad you got 20 pages in. I don't know how many pages. As I said, it's just I finished one chapter. So that's good and got to 15%. So I have 85 to go before tomorrow night. I mean, it's doable. I have 6.5 hours roughly left to read in my book. That's one of the great things about a Kindle is it tells you how long you have left to read depending on like how quickly you read, which it's actually pretty accurate for me. I've figured it out. So yes, usually a book that's like 350 pages takes me about 10 hours. So I've read, maybe I'm reading quicker than that because that doesn't seem right because in the beginning when I was reading this or starting to read this, it said it was going to take 10 hours and I'm down to 7. No, that's pretty accurate. Now I don't know how to figure it out. I must be tired. I figured it was going to get intense. But I'm so excited for a good cry. I love a good cry in a book. If a book can make me cry or get emotional and on the verge of tears, it's automatically 5 stars. Like I don't think I've ever read a book that I cried at that did not end up being 5 stars. So I'd be really, really disappointed if a book makes me cry and doesn't get 5 stars. Actually, wait, I think I actually just thought of a book that I cried in, but I didn't give it 5 stars, I don't think. It was The Book of Lost Names by Kristen Harmel. Because the ending made me cry so hard. Like I was in the car and trying really hard not to like bawl my eyes out, but I think it only ended up being 4 stars. So I did lie. Not every book is 5 stars, but the majority is. Are you going, Paige? Good night. Good night. I hope you have a nice night. It is getting a little late, but I want to try to do at least one more reading sprint with you all because I do have to read more of this book. I want to try to get to like 40% of this book by tonight, not during reading sprints because I'll be here until like midnight, but I want to read that much and then I'll read the rest tomorrow. Susan's at 36% of her book. Awesome. Tara says, Within These Walls of Sorrow is so phenomenal. It does get intense, but it's such a necessary book. Yes, she's such a phenomenal writer. I love her writing so much. So good. She's another author that said she wanted to use my name in a book because I said my last name was origins of possibly, I'm not exactly sure, but possibly Welsh ties in my family. And she goes, I've been wanting to do like a Welsh character. So I don't know if she's going to use me in a book, but that'd be really great if she did because her books are always really good. I told her when she won another Christie Award this past year, it wasn't for best book, but it was just in historical fiction, I think. And they were talking about at the Christie Awards how they get to be in like the Hall of Fame if they win like I think it's like 5 or more Christies, I think. And Amanda Barrett's on number like 3 now. And I'm like, girl, you are gonna be in the Hall of Fame in like no time because she's such a phenomenal writer. And I know she's gonna be in the Hall of Fame. So yes. And she's coming up pretty close. I mean, her newest book, what was her newest book? Was it the Warsaw Sisters? Yeah, that was the one that won another award. I don't know when her next book comes out, but that'll probably be award winning too because she's really good. Tara, I got a few things done during that sprint. That's nice. Yeah, I got a snack and I was able to get in quite a bit of reading, so that's good. And I took my medicine that I have to take at night, so got that done. But I'm glad you got a couple of short chapters in. These chapters are pretty long in the book I'm reading. Each chapter is about between 15 to 20 minutes, or yeah, because I usually go by how many minutes left in my chapter. And they're usually between like 15 to 20. I'm like, those are pretty long chapters. I don't know exactly how long chapters are, but that seems long to me because I normally read books that are like between 5 to 10 minutes. But it's nice though to know, like, it says in the corner, like how many minutes left. It says 16 minutes left in chapter, which is nice because that way I can be like, oh, good, I can finish a chapter in this reading sprint because I only have like 2 minutes left. You plan on reading all of her books. The next on your list is The White Rose Resist. Yes, that's the one I read. I couldn't remember the title of that one. Yeah, I did really enjoy that one. That one might be like, it was still really good, but I think that one's like my least favorite of hers, but it was still really good. Yeah, so once I'm done with this one, I think I only have one more book of hers left to read, which I will be sad about. I always I want to read like all the books from my favorite authors, but then like you get to like the last one or two and you're like, I don't want to read the last one because now I know it's going to be over. So let me see. I think, well, Amanda Barrett does have like some short stories in like different collections. I don't usually count those towards like a backlist, but it looks like I only have, technically, I have two that I have not read. I have not read her My Heart Belongs book in that series, and it's actually set in Niagara Falls, which is pretty close to where I live. So that's pretty cool. I wonder if she's ever been there. I'll have to ask her. So I need to read My Heart Belongs in Niagara Falls, New York, and I'm reading My Dearest Dietrich next month. So I'm pretty close to being done with her backlist, which I'm so sad. I'm so sad. Until she writes her next one. So I'm sure she's got plenty of other stories in her. But yes. Hmm. It's kind of funny. I should have put like, there's a couple authors that I want to read their backlist for this year, and I should have put their name in my backlist spread in my reading journal, and I didn't. I was like, there's a few I know I can finish, but I'm like, I put down there's a couple where I'm like, I have like 6+ books to read from them. And I'm like, why did I put such big backlists when like there's some like Amanda Barrett or Cindy K. Sproul's where I only had like 2 or 3 left to read. It's like, oops, I picked authors that I have a lot to still read from. It's mostly like, I think Morgan L. Bussey, because I have like 2 of her series left to go, plus her new one. And then Jamie Jo Wright, I only have 4. So that's good. That's good. But I think I have one more reading sprint in me for tonight. So which is good because normally sometimes I only last two reading sprints. So a third one is going to be great. Then afterwards I can hopefully work out and not be too tired to do it. But I like to work out at night. If for any of you who either work out or walk, do you do it at night or do you do it during the day? I don't know why. I'm such a person to work out at night. I think it just I don't know if I think it makes me sleep harder, which is good in a way. Like it doesn't pep me up. Like I'm exhausted and tired and I just go like right to sleep after or I'm more relaxed, I guess. I don't know. I find it kind of odd though that I do work out at night 'cause I don't think most people do that. But I don't know. Maybe it's also because I like to work out alone, I guess. I was thinking about joining a gym though because like I like a community, so I've been thinking about it. If my gym ends up doing a good deal, then I might. Do you know of any books with lots of snow or snowstorms? Uh, hmm. Well, there's a book by Ruta Sepades that has one. I've read the graphic novel of it, but I have not read like the full length version. It's Between Shades of Grey, I believe, or Ashes in the Snow is the other title. But that's set in the Arctic Circle. You can't get more cold than that. uh, I mean, I always think of with lots of snow or snowstorms. I always think of Christmas books, but I know you don't probably want Christmas books. Hmm. I don't know. I think it's because I live in a cold place in New York that I don't read a lot of snow books unless they're Christmas. So I don't know of any. Does anybody know that has wintry type feels that might not be Christmas? Teresa says not Christian fiction, but The Frozen River by Ariel Lawhorn is excellent. I have heard of that book. Have not read it though. I'm looking through my Goodreads to see if like anything pops out really quick, but as I said, if it's not Christmas, ooh, wait. Actually, this one could be. I don't remember there being any snow though. Even though technically it probably is cold because the book is called Liar's Winter by Cindy K. Sproul's, and that book is trying to get it to be kind of thing. But it's called Liar's Winter, and it's not set around Christmas time, so that one could be snowy. I just don't remember it being. Yes, 26 Below. I forgot about that. That is a good book. That whole series is really, really good. I love hearing Kimberly Woodhouse talk about it because I think she secretly loves to talk about her villains. So, but yes, that whole series is really good by Kimberly Woodhouse. Definitely. Hmm. I think most of the books that I read are set anywhere between like spring and fall, unless, as I said, Christmas books. Oh, well, I don't know if you're into like, you know, horror type thrillers, but Dead of Winter by Darcy Coates. And that one did get a little gruesome though. But yeah, that one had a lot of snow. That one did have a lot of snow. Uh Trying to think of any more. Yeah, Darcy Coates actually has quite a few books that are set in winter, but they can get a little bit more on the gruesome side. All I'm seeing is Christmas. But yeah, so sorry I don't have much in the way of snowy type books. I'll have to find out if there's any snowy type books. Ooh, wait, this one might be. The cover looks like it might be. Cold Dead Night by Lisa Phillips. The cover looks very cold. So that one could potentially have snow. I can't remember though if it does. But that one could potentially have snow because it's very cold. Very cold looking. The woman's wearing a winter coat and it looked icy on the cover. Sunrise by Susan May Warren. I read that one and I don't remember. Oh yeah, there was a blizzard, wasn't there? Yeah, there was, I believe. Nancy Mel's new book, Shattered Sanctuary. I have not read that yet. I think I did get my copy, my review copy. It's in my stack of books I have yet to put on my bookshelf because I need to clean my craft corner. That's one of the reasons why I need to clean my craft corner because it's half craft, half books. And I'm running out of book room, so I gotta kind of organize that. But I did get a copy of that. I can't wait to read it. I heard somebody mention that it's their favorite of hers, so I'm like, I can't wait to read it. Never a Lie. The Frida McFadden. I don't think I've yet to read any of her books yet, but I have heard. Hi, Maddie. You're sprint hopping. I'm glad you're here sprint hopping. I'm glad you popped in to say hi. I'm doing well and hope you are too. I will get that video clip for you. I'm excited to do that. You're welcome, Beth. Yeah, snowy books. I'll have to find more and try to do a video or something. Well, right now it's spring, but but I'll try to read more snowy type books, I guess. Yeah. It's very rare to find some snowy type books unless they are Christmas related, but I'm sure there's quite a few out there that are snowy related. Maybe look up maybe Snow Queen retellings, maybe. That could be an option because the Snow Queen is one of my absolute favorite fairy tales. Like I love that the movie and the story and everything, and it's definitely set in very cold. Although technically it could be near Christmas time, but it is a really good book and movie. Well, story, not really a book. Frozen River by Ariel Lohan, another one that mentions the river, the frozen river. Tammy says The Snow Child. I haven't heard of that. Is it good? I've heard it gets a little intense. Yes, Frida McFadden. Okay, I thought that was the author you were talking about. That's the only Frida that I know of. I don't know any more. I don't think, but yes, that's the one that first popped into my mind. All right, I think in about a minute or two we can start one more reading sprint for the night. My back's getting a little stiff in my chair because I haven't sat down for reading sprints in a long time. So, but I'm very happy that I have a more comfortable chair now to sit in for reading sprints. Otherwise, reading sprints would not be lasting this long. All right. I still think I'm going to be continuing Within These Walls of Sorrow by Amanda Barrett. Apparently, I'm not going to be switching to my fantasy, even though it's staring at me on the table, and it does look really good. But as I said, I do need to finish this before tomorrow. But I might start Quest of the Dragon's Princess tomorrow night after my book club. So I'll be able to read that. Hopefully, too. Oh, and I can't remember, but one of you, I don't think on the reading sprints, I can't remember who it is, but somebody mentioned for a video idea for a reading vlog that I do books with the word bride in the title because of my Princess Bride readathon, and there does seem to be quite a few books with the word bride in it, and I thought that was going to be lots of fun. So I might do that in April, or might wait until June because I feel like June's a bride month. Yeah. My mom popped in and said uh, Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe by C.S. Lewis. Yes, that is always winter and never Christmas. That is a great book and a great series. But I'm sure quite a few of you have read it or heard of it. So yes, that is a great series. Oops, my alarm is buzzing to write in my gratitude journal. I have alarms for everything. I have one for writing in my gratitude journal because if I didn't, I would forget the majority of the time. And I've only been behind by like 1 or 2 days every once in a while. So, yes. My dad popped in with another book suggestion, but I don't think there's any winter actually in that book. And it's hard to find too, but it's a book called Journey to Juna. It's it's an allegory, middle grade book like Chronicles of Narnia, but it's very, very good. I personally think it might be more of a favorite than Chronicles of Narnia for me. It's a great trilogy if you can find it. It's kind of hard to find. All right, I guess we'll do one more reading sprint. We'll go until 30 after, so I'll put on the music again and have fun reading, and I'll see you all back shortly. Okay, everyone, that's the end of our reading sprints for tonight. I hope you all got some good reading done. I finished up chapter 5, so I'm on chapter 6 now of Within These Walls of Sorrow. So it reminds me a little bit of another book that I read. It reminds me a little bit of Jennifer A. Nielsen. She has a middle grade book that has kind of the same feel, but it's I believe the Berlin Wall, I believe, but it has kind of that similar feel to it. So I am really enjoying it. But I will be continuing it tonight before bed. I'm at 20% almost. So if I can get another 10 to 20% before bed tonight, that would be really, really good to hopefully get that one done. And Talonda popped in. Hi, Talonda. Teresa got another 20 pages read. Awesome. And Susan is up to 49%. That's great. Laura says 18 more pages and you're so intrigued. Loving it. Awesome. I love when everybody really enjoys what they're reading during reading sprints. Although I don't think very often somebody didn't like the book they were reading. But most of the time you guys enjoy your books, which is good. That's always good. All right, so I guess I'll say a quick prayer for our weekend. I almost forgot, actually. It's been a little while since I've done reading sprints. But dear Lord, thank you for us spending time together tonight, Lord God, reading good books and spending time with friends, Lord. I pray that everyone will have a blessed week, and I pray for good weather. And for those of us who weren't feeling well, I pray that you'll just bring healing over our bodies, Lord. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, so I hope everyone has a blessed night. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out with me. I hope you all have a wonderful night. I'm going to go, as I said, exercise and then rest. So I hope everyone has a blessed night. Good night, everyone.